Weeks at YouTube Live. We're trying out a new format. So I am back to posting my official videos where we look at the fitness that it takes to ski or run or hike. I'm so happy to be doing those. So I'm going to try for the month of February to come on here Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Mountain Time with my coffee, and we are going to talk 3 things each week. We are going to start with a hot take, and that has something to do with fitness and outdoor adventure. It's submit that I want to talk about, or a hot take that I have. The second thing is a quick update with what's going on at the gym. So if you're in my Adventure Ready crew, we're going to talk about what those look like, those workouts are looking like right now or going forward. I might also talk about what I've been up to, what snow conditions are like. And then we are going to finish the day off with something that I want to hear from you about. So that could be me asking for, I'm going to pop this here actually, me asking for feedback on a video topic or for your opinion on something that I'm working on. So if you're on today, cheers. I'm happy that you're here. And if you're here after the fact, because these will go onto my main feed, then come on, tune in next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, and we can have this conversation live. I'm going to move this mic because I feel like it looks very silly. So that means the first thing we get to talk about today is my hot take. And there was a couple things that I got messages about on my Instagram I wanted to talk about, but the biggest one that came up over and over and over again with clients, with friends this week had to do with data that we get from our devices and what that means for our fitness. So the first time it came up was actually, I was talking to a friend and they were talking about how they felt like they were sleeping well, but their watch was telling them that they weren't recovering and they weren't sleeping well this week. And so they must not be doing a good job at their sleeping, and they weren't sure what to do to make it better. And my first thought was to let them know that how they feel is a really big part of their health and fitness, and they don't always have to rely on what their watch says and change their life around if they say or they feel like they're sleeping well, but their watch tells them they aren't. Now, that being said, sometimes your watch or other data points can give you good insights into what you can improve with your health and fitness. Sometimes those data points are going to be skewed by something that the watch doesn't know about. That's the crazy thing about us humans is, yes, we have indicators of health that our watches pick up, and sometimes they pick them up wrong, sometimes they pick them up right. But the other side of it is that you're a human that knows if maybe, hello, I've got someone on there saying hi. You're a human that knows if I'm great, how are you today? You're a human that knows if something is going well or isn't. And so you can make changes to your health and fitness. You can try and optimize your sleep data. You can try and optimize the way that you are working out, but you want to make sure that you're not existing to serve the device. The data is there to help you, not the other way around. So remember that. And that's what I told my friend. Now, this came up with a client too, because I was doing some fitness testing with a client, and we were getting some weird heart rate readings from their wrist monitor. And if you know, actually my most popular video on YouTube in the history of this channel is comparing heart rate devices that read your heart rate through a chest monitor with ones that read your heart rate at the wrist. And so with that in mind, I sent them that video and I told them to get a chest strap, and we were going to compare the data of that chest strap with what they were getting on their wrist. So all of this to say, my hot take this week is that your data that you collect from a sports watch or a Carv app, an app that shows you what your skiing is like, or any other number of devices that you might have in your life, you have the opportunity to use that to help your fitness. But remember, you're not there to serve the device is there to serve you. So if you find that you are glued to that health app, or you're glued to your Carv score at the end of a day skiing, then I want you to take a step back and ask yourself, is this device serving me? If you have a question relative, drop it in the comment box below. I see one from Tobias. Tobias, I'm going to get you, that sounds like a very specific question, so I'm going to get you to shoot me an email, awilliams@wilder.ca. It's also posted on my website. You can go to wilder.ca and hit that contact form, and we can get you set up there so I can answer specific questions, because I love hearing from you guys. In fact, that's part 3 of today, is I'm going to ask for your opinion in the comments. Now, we are already 6 minutes in. My hot take took way too long. So we're going to move on to part 2. Part 2 is going to be a brief recap of what's happening at the gym here. So this is a converted barn in southern Alberta, and we have a number of programs we do. We do our 8-week pre-ski program. I love working with people before ski season. We also have an 8-week pre-hike program. I'm actually going to be starting to talk about a group version of that that's ramping up here in April. And so I'm actually about to start recording videos for that in here. I'm very, very excited to start recording those videos. But for now, our Adventure Ready crew is going into a strength endurance cycle in the gym. So last week was a deload week, and I needed it. I was so tired last week. A deload week means we reduce volume of training and we reduce intensity of training depending on what we're working on. But going into this week, we are now starting fresh with a new focus. So the first workout of the week, as always, is going to hit every physical adaptation that we want to maintain. It's going to make sure that we keep muscle mass. It's going to make sure that we keep power. It's going to make sure that we keep strength endurance. And it's going to keep our range of motion through all our joints, because ski season tends to do a number on our hip flexors and our feet and lower body. And so that's part 1 of what the workouts are doing this week. Part 2 is it's introducing that strength endurance focus. So I'm very excited to be switching gears. It feels really good to have a new set of workouts, because I was getting really tired of our January workouts. If you want to join us in our Adventure Ready crew, you can check it out through the link in the description below after this video is posted. And as always, if you want to get involved and work with Wilder, then check out our website. You can access the contact form and send me an email if you have anything specific you are working towards. All right, part 3 is where I ask for your opinion in the comments below. Now, there's 2 ways this happens. When we are on live, those comments are going to show up live. As soon as this video is done, live video is done, then we get to have a discussion in the comment section. So I'm going to be in that comment section today and tomorrow, looking specifically at what you respond and answering back. Now, we haven't had snow here in weeks, which is really sad. And so we are getting much more time on groomers and time looking for snow than we are getting on fresh snow and fresh powder. And so this week, I just want to hear what the snow conditions are like where you are. And I want to talk about if you guys are planning to travel anywhere. I am thinking of taking a trip to chase some snow somewhere in BC. I live in Alberta. We're on the other side of the Great Divide, and my little corner anyways is like bare ground. We had a really good start to the season, but now we are literally dry. And so I'm thinking of taking a trip. And so I want to hear where you've gotten snow, or if you have snow, where you're at. All right, that is the end of this week's edition of Wilder Live. I'm going to try this for the next few weeks. So if you enjoy this format, like this video, and join me next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Have a Wilder day. We'll talk to you soon.